So I have to say, LSS continues to impress me. Hello everyone, I'm Andrew, and this is Go Again, a fabulous cast. So I grant you that I probably shouldn't be as surprised given their track record, but after being let down by so many other gaming companies over the years, LSS is really starting to become a breath of fresh air. Why am I saying this? Well, when Arcane Rising came out with the introduction of the 4 new heroes, I think many of us were surprised to see, and even a little disappointed to see that there weren't starter decks for those. So in that time, or since then, many people have asked the question, well, if there were going to be starter decks for these heroes, what would they look like? People have theory crafted it, people have talked about it, and LSS went ahead and on the 30th of March released an article that had what those decks would have been. So that's what we're going to do in this series, is go through the hero decks for Arcane Rising. Hello everyone, and welcome to episode 16 of Go Again, where we're going to be going through the proposed starter deck for Arcane Rising for Dash. Okay, so in addition to actually giving us a list, in the article LSS also went through and detailed kind of the basic strategy for the deck, which was also very nice. So, strategy for Dash. Dash aims to play multiple cards a turn, ending with a pistol attack or an item. The boost mechanic allows us to attack with Go Again. To ensure we can attack multiple times, there's a variety of items that help us generate resources, ensure the top card of the deck is what we want to boost away, or defensive items that let us defend less with our hand. The advantages of the deck, as they say, that there are multiple actions per turn. It's fast and it puts a lot of pressure on, which you gotta love. The disadvantage, though, is it can run out of cards in a deck, which makes sense. Remember, as we're boosting, we're actually getting rid of those cards. All right, so what we're seeing here is the deck. What is interesting about this one is this is the only, Dash has the only one of the Arcane Rising decks that have a couple of one-ofs actually in her deck. All the rest are really 3x, 20 cards, 3x to make 60. So for pitch 1, we have Pedal to the Metal, 3 Overloops, 3 0 to 60, 3 Zipper Hits, 3 Back Alley Breakline, 3 Push the Point, 3 Pour the Mold, 3 Locked and Loaded, 1 Conversion Amplifier, 3 Hyperdrives. For pitch 2, we have 3 Overloops, 3 Throttles, 3 0 to 60s, and then 1 Ether Sink, 3 Dissipation Shields. And then pitch 3, we have Pedal to the Metal, 3 Throttles, 3 Zipper Hits, 3 Back Alleys, 3 Locked and Loaded, 1 Cognition Nodes, and 3 Optical Monocles. Right, so what you notice on the one-ofs is that they are the Dash items within the deck. And her hero weapon, so it's her, of course, the pistol, obviously, the Achilles Accelerator, Bracers of Belief, Nullrune Hood, and the Nullrune Robe, really. So getting kind of using the cards from Arcane Rising, of course. And that is one thing that's, I think, a little odd about these decks is they use, from what I've seen at least, they use 100% Arcane Rising cards, which is cool because it's from that expansion. However, you do have to imagine that in a real world where they were building an actual theme deck, it probably would have also used cards from the previous sets as well to kind of fill that out. And of course, we have those at our disposal and can fill them in. But again, this is just a fully Arcane Rising deck. All right, so just a reminder, what Dash does is you start the game with an item in play, which is pretty cool. So you have 3 choices there in the deck. And then really it's all about just trying to get the cards set up so that you can get the boost and then try to pistol, just as they said in the strategy item. So what I want to do is I want to go through a couple key cards that are in the deck. We're not going to go through all of them. But Pedal to the Metal is present in its 1 pitch and its 3 pitch, so it's red and it's blue. And this one, really, it's just about hitting. So if Pedal to Metal hits, your next attack this turn gains Dominate. And then this has boost, right? So for 2, you're hitting for 5, which is not too shabby. Shouldn't be too hard to hit with, right? Unless they're going to dump on it. But regardless, you still get to boost, right? So you hit with this, it really sets your next card up to really hit harder. Okay, we also have Overloop. Overloop is another one of the boost cards. This one's a 2. This one's present in its 2 pitch and its 1 pitch. If it hits, put it at the bottom of your deck. So it's a little bit of a recycling. It does help to set up for more Mechanologist cards in there, but of course, remember, if you do boost Overloop, it gets taken away. So next we have 0 to 60, also a boost card. This one's great at the 0 cost. We have Zipper Hit, which also has boost. This one's a 1 for 5. So at least on the 1 pitch. So 0 to 60 is there for the 1 pitch, the 2 pitch, and Zipper Hit's there for a 1 pitch and a 3 pitch. Okay, so those are basically the key attacks that are filling out the deck. Then we have Optical Monocle and Cognition Nodes that are in there, right? The Monocle is your item. This one has Opt. That's maybe what you're going to be using, I think, to start with here, so that you can try and set up having boost on the top, or at least give you a better chance for it. We do have Cognition Nodes, right, which once per turn you can give target attack action card. If this hits, put it on the bottom of your deck. Kind of just give it the overloop thing. I think probably the Monocle is what you're going to be starting with, but we'll see. So again, this list is really great because it only uses your commons and your rares, right? It's very standard or it's at least designed to match what the original starter decks would have been. Now, they also have proposals on there for what Arcane Rising cards you might want to put in, and that starts with primarily the Majestics and the Supers and stuff like that as you build. And I think that kind of speaks for itself, right? As we start getting our better cards, we're going to be swapping them in. But then the discussion becomes what cards for Dash would it be using from the previous set. For me, again, I'm going to the Energy Potion, right? I like the Energy Potion just to kind of create your energy for you. I mean, duh, right? Energy Potion creates energy. Or you can go for Time Snap Potion, right? I think the potions really might not hurt to put in the deck. Now, remember, they're not Mechanologist items. You can't start with them in play. I don't think you would really want to anyway. So anyway, that's just a quick rundown of the Dash deck. Let me know what you're thinking. Again, thank you, LSS, for putting out the starter deck list. I think that was really nice. You did not have to do that, and it was very much appreciated. So let me know what you guys are thinking. If nothing else, go Commando.